This pro firm didn't pay me. This pro firm rejected my payout. This pro firm is having too many rules. This pro firm is so difficult to pass. This pro firm is just after your challenge fees. This pro firm just wants you to fail. Bro, cut the crap. The pro firm is the best thing that ever happens to any Forex trader. And the more time you're spending complaining this pro firm is trying to scam you, many people are building their trading capital or they are building their personal trading accounts using pro firms. Many people are building houses. Many people are buying assets. Many people are buying cars using payouts from prop firms. So if I have to start all over again, I've been trading Forex for 9 years, got into prop firms in 2015, even before these prop firms started coming to the game. And if I have to start all over again, these are the steps I'll follow that will enable me to get payouts in prop firms. What's up, guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ndemazeah, Godlove, and on this channel, I share tips on trading, personal finance, and tips to help you stay profitable. So if this is your first time watching me, or you've been watching me and you haven't subscribed, make sure you smash that subscribe button below to subscribe to the channel. So number one, if I have to go back in time again, these are just the steps I will need to follow if I have to start all over again. Step number one will be education. That's step number one. Very, very important. Step number one is education. Get yourself informed. And talking about education, that's when we'll start talking about points like maybe a course. When you start talking on maybe you get yourself a course somewhere. It mustn't be my course. It can be any course on the internet, because trust me, that money you are complaining that no, I can't buy a course. When you start in Forex trading, your first account, you're going to blow it. Your first pro firm account or your first couple of pro firm accounts, you're going to blow those accounts because those are the fees you are paying. So instead of losing that money in the market, I'll recommend you use that money to invest on yourself. Use that money to buy a course. Use that money to buy a program that can be able to help you understand what you're actually doing. That can be able to help you build and develop yourself before you're trying to buy other challenges. Because you're going to blow them, you don't have the experience yet. So learn how to invest on yourself first at the start of your trading career. So under education, that's why we're talking about a course. And talking about a course again, at Godlove University, I have a course that I've been able to program or structurize, which can help you win in Forex trading, whether you're a private or a pro firm trader. So check the link below to enroll in Godlove University, where you'll be hearing from me one-on-one on how to make money from the Forex market. And then after a course again, under education, I'll also advise you to get yourself educated on the concept of the entire pro firm. All right, pro firms. Good. So get yourself educated. What are pro firms? What are pro firms? And then talking about what are pro firms? This one we can then split it down to what are pro firms, their rules and their approach. Because pro firms have different approaches, right? So you need to be able to know the rules and the approach of all pro firms. All pro firms have general rules, they have similar rules, and they have similar approaches. So under education, you get a course. Also educate yourself on what are pro firms. Also educate yourself on what are the rules of the pro firm you want to buy that particular challenge. That is very, very important. Then remember, we're going step by step. If I have to go back in time, I wouldn't skip any of these steps. The first one will be education. After education course, then I'll also educate myself on pro firm trading. Then after I've educated myself on pro firm trading, I'll then go to point number 2, which is practice. Good. Under practice, I'll do what? Under practice, I'll open a demo account. I see people underestimate the power of a demo account, but a demo account just stands for a demonstration account. I'll prefer to test my skills on visual money before I can test it on real money. That's why a demo account is also very, very important. And tips on trading with a demo account, take this very, very serious. Now, when you've gotten to that practice step where you need to practice on a demo account, remember you first of all need a strategy. So we've already spoken about strategies on this channel. Just browse through my channel. You will see hundreds of videos I have talking about strategies. So pick any strategy of your choice and that strategy will be able to feed you, right? So after I've spoken about a strategy, I want you to open a demo account that has the same balance, the same account size as your prop firm. So what do I mean? So if you're opening a demo account, I want the balance on that demo account to be able to depict or to be able to represent the same amount you have on your prop firm account if you were to buy a prop firm account. So if you're just starting and you see that you can afford to buy a prop firm account worth, or you can afford to buy a $50,000 prop firm account, open a demo account and the balance on that demo account should be $50,000. Let me tell you guys why I'm saying that. Because remember, at this practice stage, I want you to consider that demo account as the prop firm account you've already bought. Meaning, if the approach you are planning to use on that to trade on that prop firm is not working on this demo account, it's not going to magically work when you buy that prop firm account. If it's not working here, it's not just going to magically work because now you've bought a real prop firm account. So start on a demo account and the same balance you have on your demo account should represent the same balance you have if you actually buy a prop firm account. And then you start trading it with all the rules. Remember here, you've already studied what is a prop firm. You've already studied what their rules. And a popular one is if we have what we call daily drawdown and overall drawdown. Meaning within a day, with a daily drawdown of 5%, you shouldn't lose more than 5%. And the overall drawdown of 10%, you shouldn't lose more than 10%. Meaning if you come here on account size and within a day you've already lost more than 5% of your account balance, it means if it was a real account, then that prop firm account is already gone. You need to start looking for money to buy a new prop firm account. And talking about the overall drawdown, if you've already lost more than 10,000 or more than 10% of that 50K account, then you already tell yourself that, oh, if this was a real account, then I would have already blown this particular account. So that will help you to be able to easily assess yourself to know when you are ready to start trading with a prop firm account. Good. And then from this step now, we'll go to step number 2, which is talking about step number 3, which is your approach. All right. Approach is very, very important. And coming to the approach, I've explained this hundreds upon hundreds of times, that when it comes to the approach, your approach is what will take you from point A to point Z when it comes to prop firm trading. And what is the approach going to do? Your approach, you're just telling yourself that, okay, this is the amount of the accounts I'm supposed to buy at the start. If I pass this account, this is the percentage I need to hit to request for my payout. And if I request for my payout, this is the percentage I plan on reinvesting in buying more challenges. I need to keep doing this until I get to this particular target amount before I can start spending my profit. That's just an example of an approach that I used last year to make more than $400,000 in payout. The whole of 2024, I haven't traded with any prop firm, even though I'm too busy working on my own prop firm, the founder of Lionheart Funding Program and stuff like that. I already have more than $200,000 on my private account. I used to share screenshots with you guys. I even shared the FX book number of that account with you guys that I trade recently. Past week, I made almost about $40,000 from my private account, which is money I raised last year using prop firm. And how did I raise that money again? Because of the approach I had. An example of that prop, I used to have what I used to call the 50%, I'll explain, the 50% rule. After the 50% rule, I used to have the 10% rule and then 10% rule, all right? 50% just means if I'm starting with prop firm trading, or if I have to go back to prop firm trading and I can only afford to buy prop firms worth $100,000, or to buy prop firm that would have a balance of $100,000, then I'll split it into two. I have 150K account and 150K account. Can you see? At this point in time, I'm already giving myself a room for failure. It's not like I'm going to be gambling on these two accounts to press buy here, press sell here, like most of these charlatan gurus do on the internet and they tell you guys they're trading. No, I'm going to trade independently on these two accounts, but I'm already telling myself that even if I have to fail one of these accounts, my goal is just to take one to the funded stage. Once I already get to the funded stage, my goal, it used to be either 5%, it just depends on how aggressive I am. It used to be either 5% or 10%. So at this level, Let's just say 50K is already funded, and I'm just targeting 5% to go for a withdrawal, or 10%. 10% on 50K is $5,000. All right. So $5,000, and I request a payout. Lionheart funding program, they'll give you even about 95% split. So you'll be going home sometimes with about $4,500, right? $4,500 or so, 4.5K. With 4.5K, I just go back now into what? 50%, which 50% of all this money will go back into buying more. So the circle, just consider 50% now will go back into what? Will go back into buying more challenges. So out of this $4,500, about $2,500 will go back into buying challenges. If I have to buy challenges worth $2,500, that will be almost about $450,000. All right, that will be about $450,000 in challenges. $450,000 in challenges. I'll just start everything again from square one. I'll just start everything here. I plan that my goal at the end of the day is just to get about $200,000 funded. And if I get that $200,000 funded, my target is just to hit 10%. 10% on $200,000 will be $20,000. I'll be going home about $18,000. I'll just go back again to 50%. $9,000, which is 50% of that $18,000, will go back to what? Will go back to step one. And that's how I started on 100K. I recorded that video when I was in Hungary last year. And by the time I returned from Europe, I was already on around $1 million. And by the end of the year, I'd already crossed $3 million. There was a highlight on Instagram. If you guys can remember, that highlight was there where I told people I'm starting and I'm going to document the whole process. This is just what I did. And before the end of the year, I've gotten more than $400,000 in payout. Open my private account this year, the whole of 2024, I'm always busy trading with my private account because I had an approach. So that is very, very important, having an approach. Then after an approach, the next thing I'll have to do if I have to start all over with prop firms is to have, let's go to number 4, is to have the idea of growing my private account. Very, very important. The moment you get into prop firms, your main goal should be to use that funnel, should be to use that medium to raise capital for your private account. Because even if the prop firm is not going to be there tomorrow, your private account is always going to be there. The whole of 2024, this is already July, I'm not trading with prop firms, but I'm making a lot of money. I'm making in the Forex space with my private account. So that is very, very important. The main goal for you even getting into prop firm should be to raise capital for your private account. And I already told you guys the percentage on putting money in your private account should be what again? We are under this point. So 50%, let's just change this color. So 50%, I already told you, anytime you make a payout, 50% should go to what? Should go to buying, rebuying, all right? You rebuy more challenges, and 50% should go to what? 50% should go to your private brokerage account. Good. See, so 50% should go to where again? 50% should go to you rebuying more accounts, and then 50% should go to your private brokerage account. Meaning, if you have a withdrawal, let's just say a payout of 5K, then 2.5K should go to that, and then 2.5K should go to what? 2.5K should go to buying more challenges, and 2.5K should go in what? Your private brokerage account. Good. And if you just keep doing this, from this 2.5K you are using to reinvest in buying more private accounts, obviously you'll still be able to get about 10K. You just play. So by the time you even get to maybe about 1 million in funding, you already see your private account will already be standing on maybe around $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000. Then you see some of these people, you say, oh, you're just showing us a demo account. You just trying to scam us. You're just taking a screenshot of this. That's why I shared the FS book of the 200K personal account I'm trading, just so you guys could see. It wasn't magic. That's how I got to 200K. Because anytime I get that withdrawal of 40K, 20K will just go to my private account. And then I already had my rule last year that I can never invest more than $5,000 in buying challenges at any point in time. Meaning, even if I have $40,000 in payout, $35,000 is going to my private account. Why? Only $5,000 is the one I'm using to buy more challenges. Because if I'm buying challenges of $5,000, that's $1 million of worth of challenges. $1 million. So there was not going to be a point in time where I invest more than $5,000 at any point to buy challenges. So that's what I'm just saying. With that system, that was how I could easily just grow that account to more than $200,000 in funding and in my private account, and that's what I've been using to trade. In your private account, if you are trading with your own rules, you are trading with your own metrics, you are trading with your own strategy, there is no one dictating on how you can trade on your private account. You are your own boss on your private account. So these are just some of the few steps. I don't want to make the video too lengthy, but if I have to go back to start from square one, these are the few 4 steps I'm going to follow. First, I'll get myself educated. I'll be able to, when I get myself educated, the next point on our list was getting, let's just go to point number 2. I'll be able to get myself educated. Then I'll also, when talking about getting yourself educated, you should be able to learn, you get a course that can just teach you general Forex trading. You can check Godlove University. That's a course that will teach you general Forex trading. Prop firm, there's a section 2 in Godlove University that will be able to teach you what are prop firms and how to trade with a prop firm. I'm in a better place to teach you about that because I got into prop firms even before all these prop firms started coming into the game. So after educating yourself, know what is a prop firm, I want you to be able to practice on a demo account. Get a demo account that is having the same balance you'll be able to have on a real demo account, or on a demo, your demo account should be able to have the same amount you have on your prop firm account if you were actually going to buy a prop firm account, so that you'll be able to use the same risk management parameters and the same money management parameters. Then after practicing, remember you also have to need to have a strategy which is working, and then after practicing, you go to number 3, which is like one of the most important, which is the approach. So which approach are you going to be using to move from A to Z, to move from maybe your first 10K in funding to maybe 100K in funding? What approach are you going to be using? After going through your approach, you should be able to have the private account mentality, where you know that the main reason why I'm getting into a prop firm or getting into prop firm trading is to raise capital for my private account. With this, then join with tools that you'll be able to see on the internet. Lionheart Funding Program will be able to provide you with all the tools. So if you are not yet in my private, or if you're not yet in my free Telegram community, make sure you check the link below to join my free Telegram community. And then talking about my recommended brokers, make sure you sign up with a broker that will be able to pay you. If it comes to private accounts, when you start trading with that private account, make sure you're trading with a good broker. So always check the link on the video or the links on the video description to sign up with my recommended broker. And then talking about the recommended prop firm that can give you funding up to $600,000, that will allow you to scale to up to $2.5 million. Check out Lionheart Funding Program, link on the video description. And talking about education, which is one point which is very, very important. If you want me to mentor you one-on-one, then check out Godlove University, link on the video description, where I'll be able to take you from A to Z on how to make money in the Forex market. And talking about the most profitable and the most viral Forex robot, Perps Pro, also check the link on the video description to check out Perps Pro. Check out this video. Also check out this other video which I prepared for you guys. Click here to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so, and I'll see you guys on these other videos. Peace.